everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 237. This is the February release of Simply Defined Dies and Stamps. And for those of you who are not aware, Simply Defined Dies and Stamps are found only at Scrapbooking Made Simple. That's because I'm the one who designs them. So they're exclusive to us and they are my product. I love this month's collection. It's called Spring Fling. So I have got that to bring to you today. It's got dies, it's got stamps, it has a new Go Press and Foil stamp plate or foil plate that matches the whole collection. And then of course, if you don't have a Go Press and Foil, I did the die and the stamp to match just in case you wanted that and you didn't have a Go Press and Foil. Holy smokes artichokes. It also has the very first must-have die set for this year. And my goodness gracious, we had a lot of you email and call in. Are we going to continue our must-haves series? I sure hope so. I think I've got them pretty much done for this year. What happens next year is next year, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to have them for the remainder of this year, along with the Kaleidoscope collection. We're not done with that either. So March will be the very first Kaleidoscope die coming out from Simply Defined. I can't wait to show you the must-haves for this month, because if you have the original oval set that came out January of 2017, well, you're going to want this set as well. I promise. It took a lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot. It took a little engineering and thought process to make it all work, but thankfully I have wonderful people who helped me with this, and they got it to work just the way I had hoped for. So I'm going to show that to you. I think I'm going to start with that first. But we also have new product, at least for us, new product from a company called Wow Embossing Powder. But it's not embossing powder at all. We're not doing their embossing powder this time. We're doing their sparkle glitter. Oh my goodness. If you followed me at Creativation in Arizona or in Creative World in Germany, I'm talking with my hands. I know you can't see this, but I'm talking with my hands as I'm doing this because I really do think you're right here. So if you saw me at either one of those, then you saw Wow Embossing Powders and what more they have to offer. And we're going to be bringing that to you today as well. And the reason, now it's not microfine glitter, sorry. It's not microfine glitter. It's not ultrafine glitter. It's a whole bunch of glitter all mixed up in one jar to make, to make wow is what it makes. The SMS Girls went crazy for it. So I hope that you love it as well. And being that it's different than what we've carried before, I thought that there was a really good reason to bring it into the store. Also, we got a lot of emails from, well, I don't want to say a lot, but we got a lot of emails from you guys who said, oh my gosh, Stacey, I love the technique you did when you made the backgrounds out of embossing powder. Do you remember that? I made backgrounds out of the embossing powder and it was beautiful. And we used an exclusive kit that you can only find here at Scrapbooking Made Simple from Stampendous. But there were several of you who said, I don't have a heat tool. That's not something I can get into. Is there something else? Is there another way to get a look that's as pretty? And I think there is, and I'm going to show it to you today. So I hope you're up for that. Now we have Winter Chicken Dinner to talk about. And thank you for all of you who commented that you loved that I held I'm going to do it again. I'm going to hold it up to the screen, and that way I don't have to worry about how I pronounce your name. You'll see it right there. In fact, I might only give first names from here on out. So Winter Chicken Dinner. This was off of last week's YouTube. You're not making noise, are you, computer or camera? No noise, not today. So this is off of last week's YouTube, which was the Tonic Studios flash sale bundle that had all of those amazing dies. We also had the Tombow pins. Who knew they did so much, right? Who knew? So many of your comments on YouTube was, I've had them for years, had no idea you could do all of those different things with those pins. So we're going to be doing more with those pins coming up because they definitely have a purpose and a function. But these winners are going to win the Tonic Studios flash sale bundle. Wahoo Kachoooo. That's like almost $90 worth of product. And if you are Susan, is it Susan Noose? Knouse, Susan Noose. Is the K silent? Let me see. I don't know if I can zoom, if it'll zoom in. Oh, look at that. I think it zoomed in perfectly right there. Susan, Wahoo Kachoooo for you. Do your happy dance. Do your happy dance. You got to snap your fingers because that's 2018's happy dance. You're a winner, chicken dinner, but you're not alone. No, no, no. We have somebody else. And it's Renee. Oh, Renee. Easy peasy on the first name. Sumption. Have no clue. Not even gonna try. Look it, do you know why I'm not gonna try? Because I can just hold it up to the camera. What a novel idea. Brilliant, brilliant. And it was by no means my idea. Some of you out there, one of you out there really said, Stacey, just hold the dang paper up to the camera. Okay, light bulb moment. Why, yes, I can do that. So, Renee and Susan, congratulations, girls. How are you going to claim that wonderfully awesome prize? You are going to email. Well, no, you're going to go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I almost went back to emailing us. No, you're going to go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You're going to look for the link that says Winner, Winner, Chicken Dinner. It's up at the top of our website. You're going to click that. There's directions there for you to follow. All you have to do is send us that email with all of that information. We're going to confirm that you're our winner, winner, chicken dinner, and then Wahoo Kachoooo. We'll have your prize right out to you. So congratulations. And if you want a chance to be a winner, winner, chicken dinner, you have to subscribe to our station. That means you have to click, yes, I want to subscribe. And once you do that, you're able to leave a comment on this YouTube. Now you have to have a username and login for YouTube, but that's not hard to do, easy peasy, and you don't have to post YouTubes or anything like that. That just allows you to make comments on other channels' YouTubes, and if you want a chance to be a winner, winner, chicken dinner, well, that's what you gotta do. So, Susan and Renee, they did exactly that, and this week it's their turn to be winner, winner, chicken dinner, and do the happy dance. You're a winner, chicken dinner of Tonic product. You can't go wrong with that. Woohoo Kachoooo. All right, I am going to put that aside for today. I am going to tilt on down. Oh, my nails match. I just noticed my nails match the card that I'm going to show you. Happy accident. I am going to tilt on down and we are going to get started for today. All right, you guys, it's super good to see you. Down we go. Okay, and then you know me, I've got to tilt in, zoom in a little bit, and then tilt down, and then zoom in a little bit. It takes me a minute, but that's okay. All right, so this is the card they're making down. See, look it. Totally matches, right? Hadn't planned on that at all. Okay, this is the card that they are making downstairs right now. Actually, they're making a couple different versions of this card because we put out all of the wow sparkle glitter for them to play with. Now, this is a new Simply Defined die. It's part of the Spring Fling collection, but let me show you. There's this one. Or they could be making this one. I almost like that for Halloween, right? I almost like the colors there for Halloween. Or they could be making this one. So we put out lots of different glitters for them to play with. But no matter which one you love, they are so easy to make, and I'm going to show you how. But first things first. I wanted to play with the must-haves. Now, if you don't know what a must-haves is, that's okay. I'm going to show you. This is a must-haves die set. Yes, you have to have a Big Shot machine or a Big Kick machine or a Vagabond machine or a Big Shot Plus machine or a Big Shot Pro machine or a Cuttlebug machine or a Platinum machine from Spellbinders. Almost any die cutting machine will work with my dies. These are wafer dies. This must-haves is the original oval. It's the very, very, very first must-haves I did January of last year. And What made them revolutionary is, one, the set is big. You get everything for a ridiculously low price. But I took it and I wanted you to have options because we're all about options here. So I made the frame dies so you could cut out a big old oval frame. But then I made a stitched die so you could do just stitches. Or you could combine the two and make an oval with a stitched edge. So you had options because all the dies that I had seen to date, and I think I still see just that way, is that the stitched edge was built into the die. So that's all you had the opportunity to do was a die with a stitched edge. And I wanted to give you options. So if you just wanted to do an oval, you could. And if you wanted to add the stitched element to it, you could. And I gave you as many sizes as we possibly could fit through a Big Shot machine. We went as large as we could. So you have a regular die and then a stitched edge, and then a regular die and then a stitched edge, and then a regular die and then a stitched edge, all the way down. But I also wanted to give you an opportunity to play with different edges. So with these dies over here, these dies fit some of the smaller ovals. Let's pop that one out. And let's pop this one out. So with this size die, I could do just an oval and just die cut it like that. I could do an oval, add a stitched edge, or I could add a dotty edge. Yep, easy peasy. But then there's other edges over here. These are cross hatches. So you can mix and match however it is you want to use them. And that was the beauty of the must-haves, is that if you were on a limited budget and you wanted to have as many nesting dies as you could get and still have the cute stitched edge and the dotty edge and the cross hatch edge, but again, you were on a budget because we sell these for $29.99 is our price. $29.99 is the price. And you get it all. Amazing, right? So when it was time to do this year's must-haves, I really wanted to bring out a new set that would work with this one. So I wanted you to be able to work with the two of them together. I wanted them to intermix and interchangeable, completely interchangeable. So this year, we're doing scallops. So your big die is all scalloped. Can you see the scallop edges? I'll show you later. But it's a scallop die. And then we have a brand new insert. This has really big open dots for you. Really, really big open dots for you. So you can do a scallop edge with really big open dots. And yes, it'll go through your Big Shot machine. Really cute. But you could also take your scallop edge and you could add a stitch from your first set. And now you've got scallop edge with a stitched line. There's so much that can be done. There's so much. So we've got all the scallop dies with all the large dots. Then we gave you a dot and dash, and then we gave you a frame. I'm going to cut some of these really quick for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So I think I'm going to pull out, this one here and the dot. So let's bring over my Big Shot machine, and I have got a piece of paper And I'm on a magnetic platform, but you don't have to be. You can be just on your regular multi-purpose platform. I've got my scalloped edge first. Let's put that down. And let's just send it on through. Now, I don't need a precision base plate because this is not an intricate die. It's an open frame die, which means it's gonna cut easy peasy. There, now we have our cute little scallop, right? Easy peasy. So you get that from the biggest size all the way down. It's craziness. But then I want to add a detail to it. So let's grab our little dotty edge. And I'm going to put my scalloped piece of paper back down. I'm going to take my cute little dotty edge. And I'm going to center it where I want it. And then I'm going to send it through. One, two, three, A, B, C. Now, if you really want to, because you've got those dots in there, you could rotate it. Just rotate it just to make sure you've got all your dots cut. But again, it's not an intricate die, so it's not going to require a precision base plate. And back. So let's see what we've got. It's so cute. Okay, it's so cute. If I say so myself, sorry, I get so excited, but it makes my heart so happy. But what if you just want, now let's go back to the first set, the very first set, which is here. And what if I wanted to add smaller dots? Let's see if this is the right size. What if I wanted to add smaller dots? Same size, I need to go one more down. What if I wanted to add smaller dots as another frame in the center? Because they're all completely interchangeable, I can. Let's bring back my machine. And we'll put it down. We'll put our new die that has tinier dots from the very first set in the center. Looks pretty good to me. And we're gonna send it on through. So we're gonna roll once. We could roll back. If you wanna rotate, it's up to you. I could have rotated at the end. It's entirely up to you. If you wanna be absolutely certain, you just take it and rotate it over, send it through. I'm not on a precision base plate. And that should be good enough. And now we've got the tiniest little dots cut into it. And that's so cute. And everything mixes and matches. All of it, all the dies. So we brought back the must-haves for the best ofs. And we should still have some must-have ovals, but we're not done yet. We could take, let's see, I could take this one. Oh. Let's see if I can get it out. I can take this frame and put it in here. And let's cut this frame out. So this is another die that goes with the second set. And it looks a little weird, I agree. But I love what it does. I wanted something completely different that I hadn't ever seen anywhere else. So I wanted to do something completely different. And I'm gonna roll that through, front and back. Let's see if that was enough to go. Oh, sure was. What do you think of that? I love this die. I love the whole thing. And you get, I think, 4 or 5 of them. I love that shape. So we can mix and we can match and we can use dies from this first set with dies from the second set. We could take this die here from the first set, which is just a straight oval. Let's grab a piece of paper really quick. And, oh, that'll work just fine. Happy day. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this over. So this is from the original oval set. It's just a straight oval. All it's gonna do is, better. All it's gonna do is cut an oval shape, easy peasy. It's an open frame die, which means that it's literally open. It has no intricate work going on there. You'll see some of my other dies a little bit later that are far more intricate. I'm gonna send that through, and truly, this will cut on a 1 run. If you wanna pull it out, it'll cut on a 1 run. There's my oval, wahoo kachoooo, but you're saying, but what more can you do to it? Well, let's take the oval scallop and put that in the center of it. Bring our Big Shot machine right back over. Line it up where we want it. And send it on through. So what's gonna happen? Do you know? Do you have a, come on, what's gonna happen? Tell me. Bring it on back. Oh, I think we just got a palette. Don't know of what, but okay. Pop that right off. And now I've got a frame that has a scallop center. And I still have this piece that I can then take a, I don't know, take a regular, I could do just the opposite. Let's see. I could pull this one here. Oh, same size. Oh, I can't get it off. There we go. So I've got my scallops. I'm gonna take a straight edge center. Bring that over here. Lay it down. Center it where I want it to be. Send it on through. So I am taking dies from set 1 and set 2 and completely utilizing both sets without any problem. That's the beauty of these sets. Then I still have this one to play with. That means I could bring this one back. I could put this down, line this one up, send it on through. So if you have set 1, you're definitely gonna want set 2. And if you don't have set 1, well, start with set 2 because you can't go wrong. All the different things you can do. They're all available to you. It's just paper. That's all we're doing is die cutting paper. As long as you have a machine, a die cutting machine, and like I said, a big kick, a big shot, a big shot plus, a vagabond, a fabby big shot or big kick, a vintage big kick or big shot, Spellbinders Platinum you can use. a cuddle bug you can use. If you've got them, well, by George, you can use these dies. And when we're talking about 32 dies in the set number 2, there's 32 dies in set number 2. At $29.99 for the set, you know that that's a value. You're less than $1 a die. And this will give you an opportunity to do so much without having to buy so many different sets. Oh, it's 23 dies. I'm reading it upside down. It's 23 dies. So here's set number 1, it's 23 dies. Here's set number 2, 23 dies. There we go, it's 23 dies. So what does that make it? $1, I don't know, $1.25, $1.50 a die? And they're going to work in conjunction with each other. So I wanted to start off with these because yes, there's going to be must-haves for 2018. So they're gonna follow along the same shapes we did last year on the same timeline we did last year. So I think after we did ovals, I think I did rectangles. So the next must-haves are gonna be scalloped rectangles. They'll have the exact same type of edgings for all of them. And yes, you'll be able to work with them in between with your set number 1 and your set number 2. So 23, I was reading it backwards. So there they are, set 1 and set 2. All right. I was very, very excited about them because I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get all the different pieces to work together, if we'd have that opportunity to bring you all the different things where they could layer inside each other from the different sets. There was a question on whether that was gonna happen or not, and I'm just really excited that we were able to make it all work. And you can just play. And just play. Put this one inside there. That's probably the same size. But you can make whatever makes your heart happy with all those ovals. And with so many different combinations, you're not going to be repeating yourself the same again and again. It's not like just having one oval set that only does stitched edges. And we love all the dies out there, truly we do. But at Scrapbooking Made Simple, we really try to bring you value, bang for your buck, because we understand that everybody's got a crafting budget. And some people have an unlimited crafting budget and other people literally have to save month to month to save up for things like this. So we wanted to give you the most we possibly could for the best price we possibly could. And I think you guys would all agree that when you're getting that many dies for $29.99, I know that there are manufacturers out there, God bless their pea pickin' heart, that will sell you 4 or 5 ovals, small, for $25. So hopefully this reaches the customers that really still want to craft, they want to be creative, they've got that need to make and to do and to give, but are on a budget just like, oh, I don't know, most of us. All right, so I'm gonna put these aside, and those are the must-haves. Then I'm gonna be playing with the glitter. I'm gonna play with some of the sparkle glitter. And it's from Wow. What makes it different? Okay, that's a really fair question. What makes it different? Well, the glitter that we most often sell is a microfine glitter, really super fine. And it's gorgeous and it feels like silk or satin. It doesn't feel like glitter at all. And this is the same. It doesn't feel like glitter at all. However, they've taken and they've mixed it and they've played with it so that you're not just getting microfine glitter in there, you're getting ultrafine, microfine, bigger chunks, thin, just tiny little pieces. And what that does is that varies up the dispersion of the sparkle. This is where my jewelry days are coming back. All the light is hitting and the light is dispersed. It's just going everywhere because you've got all these different sizes of glitter in there that's taking the light and treating it differently. And it's so pretty and it is so easy to use. Now, I think one of the first ways I want to show you is just as easy peasy as you possibly could get. You can take a piece of paper. You can take Stacey tape. You do not need glue. You can take Stacey tape in any width. You could do 1/8 of an inch stripes if you wanted. I'm going to tear because the tape is, I don't want to say terrible because it's great tape. It's rippable. You can tear it. And I'm going to put my first stripe down. First stripe down. And then I can cut my little edges off if I want. Now, what is Stacey tape? It's a double-sided adhesive. It's a super strong double-sided adhesive. It holds just about anything you could ever possibly imagine. Glitter and beads and fabric and metal and, oh my goodness gracious. Now, I've got my second piece of tape here, and what I want to tell you is that as opposed to trying to butt it right up to the next piece of tape, I'm going to slightly overlap it. Just a little bit of an overlap. Now, why would I do that? Well, I'm going to show you. One, it means that you won't end up with a little white space if you accidentally didn't get your tape right up there. It makes for a beautiful little seam, and when I pull my first piece off, so get my liner up. Come on. There I go. Okay, so pull my first liner piece up. My gel nails are in the way. Ha, there we go. Okay, so I want you to see, and of course I just laid it right back down. Can you believe I did that? Holy smokes artichokes, really? Okay, now, okay, so when I pull my first piece up, it's slightly underneath the second piece of tape that I laid down. It's not going to keep me from being able to pull it up. So I'm able to pull it up, but then what it does is it allows me to just push that little piece of liner back down, and it makes sure that there's no white space in between. So I'm going to glitter this one. So this glitter is called Prom Queen, which I was not. Gosh, I don't even remember who was Prom Queen. That was so long ago. I am going to dump, dump, dump. And what you're going to see is lots of different size flakes and glitter in there. And then I'm going to do a little burnish, 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 just with my finger. Just a little burnish, just so that it gets down, on the tape. We do this with microfine glitter all the time. Take my little mop brush. This is a brush from the e.l.f. line. You can get it for $1 or so at Walmart, at Target. Don't spend any more, but it's a beautiful thing to own. And I've got my first line down. All I have to do is clean this up and then pour it right back into my jar because you use very little glitter. Okay, good to go. Now I can either tap this off or I can use a glitter cleanup cloth. Pick up all my glitter and get it all off there. So my first line is done. Now, before I put down my second line, I'm going to grab another piece of my tape, pull it off, and I'm going to put it slightly over. And cut off. So this is how you would make stripes. And they're easy to do when you have the tape. It makes your life so easy. Trying to do this with glue is not something I would want to attempt. I'm going to do one more line, and this time I'm going to hold it slightly off. I'm going to pretend like I'm trying to line it up exactly so it's right next to it, but I'm going to be a little off. There, I'm just a little off. So I can show you what happens, why it's easier to just butt that tape right up over the top of it, just overlap it just a little bit. Okay, so now I've got several stripes on there. And this one has just got it's not overlapping like this one is. So when I pull this one off, again, it's slightly underneath the line that's below it. And then to make sure that that line goes back down, you take the liner, because it's the one thing that doesn't stick to the sticky, and you just rub it. Make sure that you got it right back down, and then you can take your next color of glitter and I'm a dumper, so I'm dumping, and you're saying, oh, but you've got it on top of the pink. I know, it's okay. Why is it okay? Because we took it and we burnished. We just took our finger, and you're not like, rrr, but you're not like being so gentle either. Oh yes, I was right, we have a palette. I hear it, do you hear it? Bump, 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 bump. Don't know what's in that palette, but it's here. So I'm just gonna burnish it. And again, you're not rubbing so hard, but you're not just rubbing so soft. You're just giving it a very nice, a gentle little massage. And what that does is it sets the glitter on that tape so that you can take your little mop brush and brush off. And again, you haven't contaminated your pink, and your blue is pristine. Easy peasy to do. Then that's not the right color, that's the right color. Gather it all up and dump, dump, dump right back in, because it goes a long way. But you can see all the different colors in there. It's not just blue. There's blues and silvers and different shades of blue. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, and again, you can either tap off or take a glitter cleanup, and your glitter cleanup literally is going to pick it right up and keep you from having a mess everywhere. And also, it helps your hands from being a mess. So let's do the last two colors. So this third one, you remember I went and I was slightly, my blue was slightly under that one, so this one's gonna peel off. And I don't know, let's do this one. Ooh, is that shiny happy? Is definitely happy glitter. Dump, dump, dump. Burnish, burnish, burnish. There goes our palette. Okay, the whole room is shaking. Gosh, I hope it's something good in there. And there we go. There's stripe number 3. Now stripe number 4 was a little bit off. I didn't layer it. I didn't layer the tape right on top of the other. So, oh, Mr. SMS is gonna love me for this. He's going to be glittery forever up here. It'll just go with his sparkly personality. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Gotta love a glitter cleanup cloth. And our last stripe is here. And again, this one wasn't layered on top, so there may be a little bit of white in between. There might just be a little bit of white. Let's see, what color do I have? Let's try this one. And let's give it a little bit of a burnish. Oh, maybe I got it close enough. Nope. A little bit of a burnish. Yeah. Can you see the white line? That's why you want to take, if you're doing stripes, to make it easier for yourself. If you're doing stripes with embossing powders, or you're doing stripes with glitter, or however you're masking it, you really want to try and mask it so that when you're laying down your tape is slightly over. So if I lay this one down, let me get rid of this real quick. If I lay this one down, the next one that I'm going to do is going to lay slightly on top. Don't stress yourself out by trying to get it exactly butted up to the next piece. Just lay it slightly on top. Because when you pull this first piece off, it's going to let this second piece lay down lovely. And it's going to make sure that you don't have any separation, any little white lines in between your stripes. So I did this one earlier. I was playing with this one earlier. And you can see that there's no little white lines. Now, if you want the white lines in between, well then yes, you're going to space everything out. But if you want everything to butt right up together, you're going to lay it slightly on top. And that way, let me pull this one just so you can see. That way when you pull it, when you pull the liner off the top, you can see that it's lifting up that second piece. But then all we have to do is take the liner and just go right over the top and make sure that it's laid right back down again. And you know you've got a nice clean line to work with. Easy peasy. Little glittery, but easy peasy. So the Wow glitter is really happy because it has all of those different sizes of glitter incorporated in it. And because that light is diffusing and sparkling and moving all around because it's hitting those different pieces in different ways. And I thought when we got questions about the embossing powder, would there be a way to do something similar like this only using glitter? Because maybe you already have the Wow glitter, or maybe you could do it with the microfine glitter that you already have, or maybe you have a combination of a lot of different glitters. That's okay. Use them and we can make beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. So I'm going to grab a piece of white paper, and I just chopped this up myself. I know my lines are not very good. I'm gonna take some 5-inch Stacey tape. So we have been out of the 5 and the 6-inch Stacey tape for a while. I just got confirmation that we have rolls flying in. They're flying in. they're coming in. They're being flown in versus boated in, and they will be here. I'm hoping maybe as early as tomorrow and as late as Tuesday. So we'll have 5 and 6-inch back in stock, and if you were waiting for yours, it'll be back in stock. Wahoo kachoo. So this is the exact same tape as this. It's just wider. So we do from 1/8 of an inch, this is about 1/2 inch, we do from about 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 6 inches, which is 1 inch taller than this. And it's the exact same adhesive, and you can use it for so much. Now our adhesive is similar to a Sukwang tape, which is what we started with. But the manufacturer came to me and said we can do it for a little bit, we can give you a little bit longer, we can make it a little bit stronger, and you can charge less for it. Would you be interested? And that's why we brought out our own tape, is because, yeah, I'm interested. If I can do something for our customers that's longer, stronger, and less money, how do you say no to that? So I've got my piece of paper right here, and I have torn off a piece of 5-inch tape. And I'm just gonna put that right down. Boop. Put it right down. And I'm gonna take my scissors and cut off my edges. Done. Fill up Mr. SMS's trash can because this is his office. So now all I have is a beautiful piece of white paper, just a piece of cardstock with some Stacey tape on it. So if you already have Sukwing tape, use it. If you've got another manufacturer's, use it. Will they all hold exactly the same? No, not exactly. But for the glitter, they very well could. I don't want you to feel that you've got to go out and buy my tape if you already have Sukwing tape in the same size. No, that tape is going to do this job great. It's going to do exactly what we're doing beautifully. Now to make a background, I'm going to take my X-Acto blade. Now, you could use any kind of an X-Acto blade. You just need to have something that you can go in and kind of cut with. And the key thing about this is that you don't want to cut all the way through your paper. You want to do what's called a kiss cut. You want to cut enough to cut through this liner, but not cut your paper. And it's not a difficult thing to do. It's just getting the right pressure down, and it may take 1 or 2 tries, but I guarantee you, you're going to get it. And I'm just gonna take my blade and I'm just gonna kind of jag it along. No rhyme, no reason. I'm just gonna kind of jag it along. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, I've put a little bit of a kiss cut there so that when I'm ready, I can take and pull my liner off, and where I've kiss cut, it's gonna pull that and expose the sticky, but I'm not ready for that yet. So then I'm gonna do it one more time over here. I'm just gonna do another jagged edge. I mean, and if you want it to be pretty, you can certainly do pretty little swirls and S shapes. I want to be a little more jaggedy, and I think I'll do one more up here. So I've cut into this 4 times. I have 4 distinct sections that I'm going to be working with, but I haven't cut through the back of my paper at all. Now, if you do, that's okay. Just put it back together again and put another piece of Stacey tape here. You don't want to lose the paper. Don't throw it away. If I were to cut through, and don't cut directly, if you're going to cut all the way through, don't do it on your craft mat because you'll cut your craft mat too. But if I was going to cut through, let's see if I can do it. No, I still can't do it. Okay, that's good. I'm using 100-pound cardstock. That could be why. But I did make a beautiful little swirl. Ooh. So if for some reason I cut all the way through, all I have to do is put it together and run another piece of Stacey tape down here to tape it back together. And that way you can still use it. But let's go back to the one I was playing with. So I have got my bottom here and my top here. And I'm going to peel off peel off one piece of tape. Can you see that sticky? Now that is sticky right now. I have to do something with it because it's sticky. If I just put another piece of paper on top of it, that paper is going to stick right to it. I have to add something to it. So I'm going to take my Wow Embossing Sparkle Glitter, which doesn't emboss at all, and I'm going to drizzle it. And then give a little bit of a burnish. Dust it off. And there's my bottom layer. Doesn't look like much yet, I agree. Let's gather this all up. Put this all back. Give a nice little tap off and put this one away. Now let's pick out our next color. Oh, I don't know. How about the caramel? Does that sound good? Is that what it is? And I'm going to pull this one up. And I'm going to drizzle. And then I'm going to burnish just a little bit. And I'm rubbing right over the top of my first layer, and I can do that. It won't contaminate. And it won't contaminate because I did the burnishing. Okay, there's my second layer. I'm gonna gather it on up, put it away, do a little tap off. I know a lot of people will use they will use coffee filters because they don't hold any static. So if you wanted to put your glitter into coffee filters, if you wanted, as opposed to using a card base, which is all I'm using, you absolutely can. Now let's go with our third. And what color should we do our third in? Maybe I don't know, maybe a little green. Okay, we'll do a little green. I'm gonna peel my third layer off. And you can see that my lines are jagged and rigid. You know, they're not that swoopy, very pretty S shape going on. Dump, dump, dump. Burnish, burnish, burnish. And everywhere where that sticky is exposed, my glitter is gonna hold. And everywhere I've already burnished, it's going to resist. And anywhere I have a top layer, it's going to resist. Can you see it just brushing right off? Tap off. Down. Okay, last layer. Last layer. Let's do, well, let's do that blue. I wonder if it'll be too close to it, but we'll try. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but we're going to give it a whirl. Isn't that color beautiful? And drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. The air conditioner is on, I can tell. My glitter just kind of went, whoo. And dust off. Oh, pretty. Okay, so let's put this away. And you're still saying, I'm not getting it. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm not getting it. I don't understand it yet. Well, now we're going to die cut. I'm going to clean up my mess. So what's a glitter cleanup cloth? Well, it's kind of like a cheesecloth, only it doesn't have any smell to it. And it just makes everything all better. That just makes everything all better, right? Okay, so the die I am going to use is one of the new Simply Define, part of my Spring Fling. And that's what it looks like. It is a more intricate die. So where I was just using my magnetic platform earlier, this time I am going to use my precision base plate. Now I'm going to use it just on a multi-purpose platform that comes with your Big Shot machine. You either have the small one or the large one, makes no difference. They're exactly the same except for the length. I'm going to take my precision base plate, which is needed when you're using intricate type dies. And while there's a lot of negative space here, there's a lot of intricate in there as well. So if you can read your directions and you're putting your die on there and you can read the directions, you're doing it wrong. You need to have that precision base plate with the metal facing you. And then you're going to take your paper down. Ooh, not two sheets. Paper down. And die with the ridges, because that's what's cutting. That's what's cutting the paper is through pressure. So you don't have to worry about kids hurting themselves or anything because there's no real blade. But the little ridges that you see, when it rolls through your machine, that pressure is what's cutting that paper. So that die has to be facing down towards your precision base plate because that's going to let the die bite in and cut that paper. Now this die is a rectangle and it's got a straight edge here. If I were to put this die through my Big Shot machine or any machine, having that edge straight, the minute it hits the rollers, you're going to hear a ka-thunk. And you may think you broke your machine, but you didn't. Trust me. But it hasn't hurt the die or anything. But if you don't want to hear that ka-thunk, you take your die and you put it slightly on a tilted edge. That way when it feeds into the machine, it starts here and it feeds down gradually and you don't get that ka-thunk. Now I've got my multi-purpose platform. I've got my precision base plate metal facing me. It's going to take the place, your precision base plate takes the place of your bottom cutting pad. I've got my black piece of paper, my die with my ridges face down, and my top plate. I'm going to bring my machine over and I'm going to send it on through. And I'm going to roll, roll, roll. And then I'm going to bring it on back. Well, I could do a rotate to make sure that the rollers hit every area in a unique way. I just can do a pivot and a rotate and send it on back. And that way, if the rollers didn't cut it the first time you send it through, there's a good chance it's not going to cut it the second time you roll it back unless you move it, because that roller that's in your machine is hitting the die in the exact same way. So if you just do a little rotate, you'll find that between that and your precision base plate, those intricate dies that you love, 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 but don't cut well, all of a sudden they'll start cutting well. There goes my paper. Let me grab my little tweezers so I can pop it on out. Pull, pull, pull. And then start taking your negative space out. All the negative space comes out. All of those little pieces pop right on out, leaving you a beautiful piece of paper that 2 minutes ago was just a blank piece of cardstock. Now you've cut a beautiful die into it. Okay. Let's get all of this out of our way. So I've got my beautiful die cut now. Easy peasy. So my dandelions are flowing, but remember we did that background. How beautiful is it on the background? Look at how gorgeous that is, making your own background. And so simple and so easy, and using the glitter that you may already have. And it doesn't have to be vertically. You can do the same thing horizontally. I've got one. Oh, I've got one here. Well, you know what? I'll just cut another one really quick. So I've got my paper, and I could trim this down depending on which way I want it. Do I want more of the blue? Do I want more of the, which way do I want it? And I can just trim it right on down. I'm gonna cut off that pretty blue, but that's okay. So pretty. So pretty. But like I said, you can also do it if you don't want to do it. If you've got a die that's more vertical than horizontal, same thing. You just go in and make sure if you're going to cut on here, you don't cut all the way through. Go on in and kind of jagged, if that's what you like. 1, 2, do a real skinny one. 3, and we'll leave the big one for the top. So I've cut 4 lines in there, and I'm going to pull from the bottom. Trim so I can get that. So I can get that liner off. So there's my first. Wipe this down and we'll go quick and easy. Quick and easy. I like the color that I used for the bottom. That was pretty. So let's use that for the bottom. Move it around. This time I didn't dump nearly as much. It's going to take almost all of this to use that, to do that area. Burnish it really well. Make sure that I've got all the sticky gone. Brush off. I have very little to put back. In fact, I'm not even going to bother to put that back. I'm just going to go right to my next color. And let's see. Let's use the green. Let's use the green next. Is that green or is that blue? Okay, I think it's Twinkle Bell. It's cute, huh? Cute name. So I'm gonna dump, dump, dump. So again, I didn't put too much down because I'm just gonna move it into where it needs to be. And if I need to add more, I can. If you're not a dumper, you can be very sporadic with it. And then where you need to add a little bit more, you do. And that way you don't have so much to put back into your bottle when you're done. But the color of the glitter is just beautiful because it has all of those different size flakes in it and the different colors of flake. This isn't just a greeny blue. It's got silvers and iridescence all mixed in. Wipe off, same thing. I'm not going to worry. There's hardly anything to put back. I'm going to go to my next color. Let's use something, ooh, let's use something, wow, let's use something really bright. How about your carriage? Oh no, I'm going to use your carriage of weight for the top. How about, okay, we'll use prom queen again because that was really happy. That was a happy color. So I'm going to dump my prom queen. So this time I'm being a little more ginger with it. That way you can see if you're not a dumper. You can just tap it around. Take your finger, move it, and anywhere there's sticky, that glitter is going to adhere to. And you can see, I am not cross-contaminating. No cross-contaminating. And then the last one I'm gonna do, I'll use that really, your carriage of weights. Whoa, let's see what our carriage of weights looks like. Oh, that's very sparkly. It almost looks like the bottom though. Oh, maybe I'll use Celebration instead. This is the problem when you have too many to choose from. Let's try Celebration because that, oh, maybe that's what I used for the bottom is your carriage of weights. Oh yeah, this is definitely different. So you can see those big chunks. And I'm just gonna move that all over. Make sure that every area oh my gosh. I'm going to put this in a Mod Podge. I'm going to make a mishmash pot and put all of this in a mishmash pot and not throw it away. That's too much to not have. Take and clean up. Yay for my glitter cleanup cloth. Put my lids back on. And then I think for this one, I'm going to take another define die. And I'm going to grab another sheet of black paper. And again, this one is very intricate. So here's where we're at. I don't know what's going to be the top and I don't know what's going to be the bottom. I have no clue yet. But there's where we're at with the Wow Sparkle Glitter. Amazing. Really pretty. So I am going to take, and I'm going to have to use my precision base plate with this die. Look at how intricate that is. And there's something I want to show you that's a little different about this die. I'm going to bring over my multi-purpose platform completely closed, my precision base plate, metal face up, my paper die face down, and my top plate. And I want to send it on through. Roll, roll, roll. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to do a rotate. So I'm rotating my die, and I'm going to send it on through one more time. And then just for good measure, because this is an intricate die, just for good measure, one more time. Roll, roll, roll. Okay, let's see what we've got. So the way this die works is that it cuts into the paper. It doesn't cut out. My flower design is going to cut right into the paper. And you can see all my little bits and pieces are popping right out, and that's because of that precision base plate. If I were to try and do this die and not use that precision base plate with a big shot or a big kick machine, oh, holy smokes, artichokes, you might find yourself a little frustrated. But once you have that precision base plate, all the beautiful dies that you've had for so long that don't cut well, they're now going to cut well. And once you own a precision base plate, you really don't have to buy it again. It lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. It's a one-time purchase. So, poke all my little bits and pieces out. Okay, I think I've got the majority of them. So this has cut into, boy, that little one wants to just, there we go. It has cut into my paper and put my design into my paper, which means I could then take it and back it in the glitter if I wanted and have that beautiful glitter coming through. How gorgeous is that? Yay, right? Let me get rid of some of this black. Cuts easy peasy, mac and cheesy. But it is an intricate die. You've got to remember that. Anything that's got this many little nooks and crannies is an intricate die. And I know that this one, because it has so much open space, you immediately think, oh, well, it can't be an intricate die, but it is, because when you get down into those little dandelions, it is intricate. So that precision base plate becomes your new best friend when you're doing intricate style dies. So I cut it out and I cut right into my paper, and then I can back it with whatever I want. I could back it with another piece of paper. I could just a regular piece of cardstock if I wanted. You could use it as a mask like this and ink and transfer your image. There's lots to be done when you have this. Oh, and I missed one. But I didn't want you just to be able to cut into. So we gave you the die to allow you to cut around. Now to cut around, it's not intricate at all. This is, remember, an open frame die. There's nothing in the middle of it. So this does not require a precision base plate. And you really want to don't use it with your precision base plate because it can make an open die like this that doesn't have any structure in the middle. It can make it warp a little bit. So instead, I'm gonna bring right back over my Big Shot machine, and I'm gonna bring right back over my magnetic platform. And this is where having a magnetic platform is nice, because you want to put your die around it so that you line it up just so, and ideally it doesn't slip. So I want to line it up just so. I think that's good. So I've lined my die, my frame die, around the original cut that I made. I'm gonna put my top plate over, and I'm gonna send it through. And it should just be a one cut because this is an open frame die. Let's see if I came close. Yay! Let me move this away. Yay! So makes my heart happy. So it's your choice to make it any way you want, but you can use the glitter not only for stripes and for die cutting certain things out and glittering them, you can use them to make beautiful backgrounds. You just need to have paper and some double-sided adhesive tape, Stacey tape if you need, or maybe we like it this way. Oh, maybe we cut off the bottom and we do it this way. I don't know, it's all beautiful. There's no right and there's no wrong. And if we had left it in our paper and not die cut it out at all, we could have just backed it with our glitter or our secondary paper. It's entirely up to you what you want to do, but there is ways to make other backgrounds without using inks or embossing powders, and I bet you already have some glitter, and if not, the Wow glitter is definitely different than anything we've ever carried. There's no question about it. When it has so many different sizes of the flakes that are in there, of the little pieces of glitter, and different colors, it's not all the same. I don't know if you can see, but there's pink and there's golds in there. There's some iridescence in there. So they've made a mix in each little pot to give you something unique and something special and different than what we've seen before. Really, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And easy to use. Very easy to use. All right. So the first thing we talked about, just really quickly to recap, well, I'll go through the boards first, and then I'll show you samples. So one of the first things we talked about, let me get all this out of my way, was the must-haves. And so we have new must-haves for this year. These have the scalloped edges, and it has, oh, I dropped something. Well, Elena, I dropped it again on you. And, I found it. I got it. Okay, so this one has scalloped edges. So you get, in the must-have set, you get to do all of your ovals and a basic scalloped edge. But then you can start playing. You've got all sorts of different types. You've got scalloped edges with the dot and dash. You've got scalloped edges with the dot and dash in a million sizes. You've got scalloped edges with the picture frame that's built in all different sizes. You can take your scalloped edges to make frames just put 2 of them together to cut out the center. Or if you are using the set number 1, you can mix and match all of those. Here's the largest set with the dots. In all the different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sizes. And again, everything is meant to mix and match. You can take the old crosshatch from set number 1, mix it with a scalloped edge from set number 2. You can take the dashes from set number 1 and mix it with a scallop from set number 2. It's up to you. You will have your opportunity to just play. There's so much to be done with them. So those are the must-haves. They're $29.99 a set, and there's 23 dies per set. I wanted to make sure I got that right this time. I want to be sure I'm correct. 23 in set number 1 and 23 in set number 2. And they all coordinate together. And that is how the rest of the sets will come the rest of this year. Then we have the next Simply Defined foil plate for your Go Press and Foil. So to go with Spring Fling, I did the tulips. And this is made for your Go Press and Foil machine. And it is the tulips. So we've transferred the foils over. But then I remember not that everybody has a Go Press and Foil. So we also did the die and the stamp. Now if you have the Go Press and Foil, you can foil it and then use the die to die cut it out. Yay! And if you don't have the Go Press and Foil, you can stamp your image and then die cut it out. So that way, for those of you who don't have a Go Press and Foil, I didn't want you to not be able to get the beautiful tulips as well. And if you have both machines, a die cutting machine and a Go Press and Foil, well then you have everything. You can do anything you want. You've got it all. Then we have our first 2 sets from Spring Fling. We have Burrows and Branches, which is the die that we used to do the make and take this week. And we have my bicycle. Wait till you see the samples of what they've done with the bicycle. Love, love, love. And then we've always tried to incorporate, wherever there was extra space, I took it up. If I'm paying for this much space, because I have to pay for the whole sheet of metal, so this is a throwaway piece. Well, we're not going to throw it away. We fit we fit the wheelbarrow and the branches and the flowers. We fit it all in there. Because if I'm paying for it, we're taking it up. So those are the first 2 sets. Then we have the 1 set that I was working with today. Our Dandelion Wishes. And we have Say It With Flowers. So there's Say It With Flowers. And there's Dandelion Wishes. Now, if you buy the I Want It All bundle, and you buy the 6 dies that are in the I Want It All bundle, they come down to $10 each. And if you buy it open stock, they're $13.99. Our last 2 sets in the I Want It All, again, one of the dies that I was using today, and the corner. So here's one die, the corner here. And the name of the die is Smiles and Sunshine, because that's the words you get. And then down here, we've got the die that I used today, our Bloom die. And all the different things that you can do with it. So it is these 6 dies that make up the I Want It All collection for $59.99. So all 6 of these dies make up the $59.99. The must-haves are sold separately, as are the dies and the stamps and the foil plate for the Go Press and Foil. But we're not done. No, I haven't shown you the contour die yet, and I haven't shown you the stamp set. So we have a standalone stamp set and we have our contour die. Here's our contour die for this month. It is the Gate and Flowing Flowers. It's called Garden Gate. And then we have the standalone stamp set. And the standalone stamp set, I want to read to you what the stamps are. I don't know if you can read them from there, but here you have Out of Difficulties Grows Miracles. Here you have right here, this one is Choose Faith Over Anxiety, Hope Over Worry, Love Over Fear. Here, It's a Good Day to Have a Good Day. Here, Remember, You're the One Who Can Fill the World with Sunshine. Here, Look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. That is a true statement. Look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. I must have been dealing with the insurance company when I decided to do that one. And then here we've got Happiness Blooms from Within. And then because there was extra space, I threw in some small little stamps. So there's your contour and the stamp. The contour is always $15.99 and the stamp set is $9.99. And there you go, so you can see it. So that is what makes up February's Simply Defined. We also have all of the beautiful colors of the Wow Sparkle Glitter. Wow is usually known as an embossing company, but their glitter is just gorgeous. And they will be on a YouTube Yummy sale, absolutely. The Simply Defined product is at an everyday low price. So now let's talk about samples. Let's start with Claire. Here we have Claire using the foil plate with her Go Press and Foil. So pretty. And here we have Claire with my bicycle. Love my bicycle. It just screams spring. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So this is Claire. And here she's used Mega Flakes, leafing flakes, to do her flower. And here she has taken and cut up one of the dies to make individual cards to give to somebody. And those are my must-haves as the ovals around them. Those are the must-haves. Here is the die. So here's the die sheet. This is how it comes. Now she used the must-haves to cut into, and she used the dot and dash edge to add an element to it, because this opens and it's cut into. But she took this die and she separated the little flowers to make the individual cards. And this is Claire. Then we are going to move to Doris. And Doris how beautiful is that? Yes, the wheelbarrow comes with the tree. Why? Because I had room and all the little add-ons. Absolutely. This is Doris. And here is Doris using the tulips and the foil. And she used my must-haves and my squares. So this is Doris. Happy Easter. And here is also Doris, and she used that beautiful floral corner die, and she pieced it in so that it fit just perfectly inside my must-have ovals. And she did it again on this one. How stunning is that? So pretty. She pieced that beautiful floral die. I don't know if I can grab it. She pieced that beautiful floral die right in the center of the oval, so it almost looks like it's one die. And then we have her layout. There's that. She really liked that corner floral because that's what she used in this one. And she's got my must-haves going around, and then my first set of must-haves just to do the pictures. So this is Doris and her layout. When she's got the beautiful flowers right up on top. Then we have Yvette, who is homesick. And Yvette also did my tulips in the Go Press and Foil. And then we have Michelle. Michelle used the Go Press and Foil to transfer the image. I hope you can see it. To transfer the image of the flower into the paper. Because you can take your wafer dies and it will leave a little edge. Where that cut edge is where that foil is. And then she did Wishing You. These are Michelle. And then I love, love, love the tulips that she did. So she foiled them with the transparent foil on black paper. And that's the look you got. And then she die cut them out. So pretty. Then we have Sharon. And let me tell you, this collection was right up Sharon's alley. Man, she had no problem figuring out what to do with these dies. And she just does pretty. Here is Sharon. So the saying is sunshine and smiles. You get the dies that say that. Just pretty. And I love, love, love my bicycle again. This is Sharon. They're soft and they're beautiful. And they're easy to do. And she just uses white paper and some inks. White paper and some inks. You can do this. How pretty. What just a lovely card to receive. Okay, then we have Belinda. And Belinda also, now she stamped and die cut the tulips. And this is a Simply Refined die. Thanks, Belinda. But then Belinda in her normal self took it a little outside the box. And here you have my corner. And this is my must-haves. That's the top note, must-haves. And she just did a sweet, beautiful job. And then she took and made my shadow box. And also just did a sweet and beautiful job. Just layered and added. So pretty. This is Belinda. Then we have Elena. And Elena's the one who does the storyboards. Here is her contour die. Oh my gosh. Is that gorgeous? Here is her contour die. And she actually did it on acetate, the whole card. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Love her contour die. But here is her contour die again. The difference is she took this part here and cut it twice and put it down there and up top here. Can you see how she did that to give it a whole different look, to make it a whole different die? So there's the bottom of this one, and she cut it twice and she put it here and there to make a whole new die. But then she took the other half, the gate half, and did the same thing, cut it twice to give you a whole new die on that contour die. So it's not one die, it's many dies. Unbelievable what she did with it. And here's another one where she took the top, or the bottom, the gate actually, and cut it twice to make a whole new die. And she used all the must-haves, and she's got my stamps in there. God bless her pea pickin' heart. And here we have my stamp, Out of Difficulties Grow Miracles, and she's got it in a mason jar. How cute is that? And here she's used velvet paper. How cute. She just does such a beautiful job. And when she had the time, I'm not exactly sure, God bless her. Here's foil right on patterned paper. Look at how beautiful that is. What a happy spring card. And then she did a shaker. She's got a shaker going on in here. So pretty. Last but not least, we have Kathy. And here is Kathy's layout. There's my bicycle. Makes my heart happy. She inlaid. She used the must-haves for your circles. Really cute layout, Kathy. And last but not least, she stamped and embossed. Such a pretty card. All right. So I'm gonna tilt on up. I'm gonna go on back. Back. My camera didn't make any noises at all today. I'm very excited about that. Okay, where are you going to find all of these great products? Well, the Simply Defined stuff, you're only going to find at Scrapbooking Made Simple because that's my product and we only sell it here. The Wow Sparkle Glitter will be on a YouTube Yummy. All of my products already at an everyday low price. We'll put the glitter cleanup cloth in there. Holy smokes, artichokes. I love this release, I do. Spring Fling was fun to do, but I love my next release too. So that's in March, and that will be the very first kaleidoscope for the year. So for those of you who are worried about the must-haves, don't worry, they continue on, and they're interchangeable. Wahoo kachoo. Okay, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple. I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.